Welcome back to the News at 10. We're now being joined on the News at 10 by the Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, to shed more light on developments in the health sector. Professor, you're welcome to the News at 10.
Thank you, Gloria.
Well, let's, in your opinion, you saw that report. What do you think has changed in the nation's healthcare sector right from the days of the country's independence?
Well, let's be honest. I'm quite excited about the presentation. And we've gone through a lot in Nigeria. And what we saw there is a true reflection of what has happened over the years. The health sector has suffered serious neglect over the years. But we must give credit to the current administration. Under the leadership of Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, we've done what we call an overhaul of the healthcare architecture in Nigeria. We have improved funding. In 2015, the capital allocation was 22 billion. In 2018, it is 88 billion. So we've actually increased funding 4 times. That's number one. Number two, we have really looked critically at the healthcare architecture. Health is on the concurrent list. But government is mindful, federal government, let me say, is mindful of the need to intervene even at primary and secondary healthcare level. Ordinarily, our function should be to look at healthcare at tertiary level, at policy level. But we realize that if we do not intervene at primary and secondary level, nothing will change. And so we've actually intervened. We decided to invest in primary care, and that brought about a determination to rehabilitate and make functional about 10,000 PCs, which is a third of the primary care centers in the country. Ordinarily, the local government and state should look after primary care center. So far, we've done about 4,000, and we're still going to do more. There's need to intervene at the secondary care center under the purview of the state. When I was training as a medical student, without a referral letter, no one would see you University College Hospital Ibadan. But as of today, a teaching hospital are doing primary, are doing secondary and tertiary care. And that has created a lot of congestion. We've intervened. Federal government took a loan of $500 million and has given the states money. As of today, each state in this country has received at least $2.5 million to intervene at primary care level. We've invested in the National Strategic Care Development Plan. We've changed the policy. We've developed a National Strategic Care Development Plan spanning over a 5-year period, costed for all the states of the country. And only yesterday, the Vice President, His Excellency Professor Shibaju, chaired a national steering committee to look at human capital development in Nigeria.
But you see, sorry to cut you in, but you see, in spite of these interventions, many will still say that the country is experiencing its biggest, brain drain ever, experienced because owing to lack of facilities, welfare of health workers. Are you doing something to address this?
Oh, we're doing a lot. One of the things we're doing is to discuss about packaging an intervention fund for the states. Because the states really are not doing much. And we want the states to take over their responsibility. But we know that we need to provide the funds. And federal government is going above what is necessary to support the states. As I stated, in a state where the number of doctors in the teaching hospital are far more than the entire number of doctors in the state.
What do you mean by above what is necessary?
Okay, I will give you an example. In a state, we have a federal medical center, we say about 130 doctors. In the state, there are only 22 doctors to manage 24 hospitals. 1 doctor per hospital, that's not enough. So what we are doing is to encourage and support the states. But there are many other things we've taken over. We've taken over immunization, we've taken over HIV, and we're taking over tuberculosis. I'm interested in one of the reports that said that in the past tuberculosis was treated free. We are still treating tuberculosis free, courtesy of federal government. We are treating HIV free, courtesy of federal government.
We must thank you very much. We're out of time. Thank you very much indeed for coming on the News at 10.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Amarachi.
Thanks a lot, Gloria. For 11 years, Nigeria Breweries PLC has been making efforts to ensure the safety of Nigerian roads through its Don't Drink and Drive campaigns, a corporate social responsibility initiative. This year, the company is rolling out a campaign with its partner of 4 years, the Federal Road Safety Corps, in which enlightenment rallies to discourage drunk driving will be held across the country.
This is a press briefing dear to the heart of the management of Nigerian Breweries PLC. It is to drive home their message of safety on Nigerian roads, targeting drivers who have formed the habit of being under the influence of alcohol. The Managing Director, Chief Executive of Nigerian Breweries, restates the objective of the initiative.
This Don't Drink and Drive campaign is a corporate social responsibility which is designed to improve safety of Nigerian roads by discouraging the habit of drinking and driving for everybody, especially amongst commercial drivers and riders, young people with access to cars and private car owners, drivers.
He follows with a plan of taking the campaign across the country.
The campaign that we're doing involves rallies for different various cities, deployment of print and electronic media messages and distribution of flyers. And we also offer free medical checks such as blood pressure and eye tests for participant drivers.
A partner since 2014, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC is here to support the company's drive. The Corps Marshal of the agency commends Nigerian breweries for its efforts at enlightening road users on the dangers of intoxication.
That slogan, "You drive responsibly, advocating responsible consumption," carries the message. It's not that you cannot drink, but be responsible in this. I appreciate this. I signed the MOU in 2014 here. That was when I was appointed a few months. That was just a few months into my appointment. And everything we discussed has been fully implemented. It shows the commitment of Nigerian breweries towards all this.
As Nigerian breweries get set to embark on this campaign, there is optimism that more drivers will understand the importance of being under the influence of a clear mind when driving.
Business News is next. Here's Anne Mawudo.
You First. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Amarachi. Let's begin business news tonight with the central bank ready to introduce mobile courts that will help address currency abuse and hawking by illegal retailers across the country. The plan was headlined at the media briefing of the CBN and the Bankers Committee meeting, which followed a closed-door session of the executives in Lagos. Channels TV business correspondent Temple Shaju reports.
CBN and Bankers Committee meeting is coming on the heel of a World Bank's economic forecast on Nigeria, which is reviewed downward from 2.1% to 1.9%. The outlook formed a part of the bankers' deliberation as delivered in this briefing.
Nigeria is even lucky in the sense that it's not as bad hit as some other emerging economies. I'm sure you are aware that the South African economy is already in recession. However, we noted these developments and we recognize that all hands should be on deck towards working together to ensure that that slowdown in economic growth is reversed.
Lately, the central bank and the various financial institutions have partnered on the availability of lower denominations of the naira. The rider to that, however, is the introduction of a mobile court to address the rate of naira abuse.
Either by spraying, by squeezing, by dancing upon it, by writing on it, or by hawking it. That act makes it an offense punishable by 6 months imprisonment or a fine of 50,000 or both the fine and imprisonment.
This is something that must be taken seriously because in the very near future there's going to be an introduction of mobile courts that will be on the spot to handle such situations, if people are found selling the naira, they will be held up and dealt with on the spot.
The media also learns at this briefing that banks will prioritize lending to the manufacturing and agri sectors while sustaining a common financial inclusion plan through a domesticated electronic payments program. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
4 banks have received a 5-star rating from credit agency Augusto & Co. for excellence in digital banking satisfaction. Now, this rating is based on information provided by respondents on the top 10 banks in Nigeria by total assets as at the 31st of December 2017. Augusto & Co. says the 5-star rating assigned to the 4 banks reflects ease of use, perceived security, good troubleshooting, and its resolution on different digital platforms. According to them, the index aims to create an independent appraisal of the ease of using digital banking platforms by customers and give banks ideas on ways of improving customer experience. It's still bearish sentiment for Nigeria's stock market as sell-offs continues to take center stage at the close of trading today. Let's join Teniola Shibowale for details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The downturn at the local equities market enters third consecutive session in the new month as sell pressure continues to dominate trade and sentiment. The NSE All-Share Index dropped further, but by a slim margin of 0.09% compared to the previous session's 0.79% loss, while total value of listed equities dropped further by 11 billion naira. Despite positive performance from the oil and gas sectors and banking sector, profit-taking remains the major factors on the minds of short-term investors, and that affected the consumer, industrial goods and the insurance counters. Q6 is the top gainer, Niger Insurance emerged highest loser, while FCMB, Fidelity and GT Bank are lead contributors to a total volume of 151.34 million shares traded for Thursday. And that's it on the Stock Market Report. I'm Teniola Shibowale.
Thank you, Teniola. U.S. stock markets have also ended today's session sharply lower as interest rates hit new multi-year highs, dampening investors' sentiment. Meanwhile, it's a similar picture for some other major markets. Let's see them. And with those numbers, we end business news for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwaodo. It's back to you, Marachi.
You First. First Bank.
Thanks a lot, Anne. Still ahead on the news at 10, 2018 ITO Cup semi-final fixtures confirmed as 5-time champions. Enugu Rangers face Nasarawa United at the Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano on October 10th. We'll have more on sports news. Stay with us.